What is up, Nina Nation? Is my camera dirty? Looks like it. Hold on. I just wanted to get on here and basically acknowledge the families of the 4 people that were killed in Winder High School in Apalachee. I believe that's how you pronounce it. All right, so I found somewhere to sit down, so we're just gonna get to talking and whatnot. I wanted to acknowledge the families of the 4 people who were killed in Winder, Georgia High School. My condolences to your families. This was really tragic, and to know that the shooter was only 14 years old. So y'all, I basically just wanted to come on here and say my condolences to the families of the 4 people who were killed in Winder, Georgia High School. This was really tragic. And the shooter was only 14 years old. This kid apparently made threats some time ago, and he just finally actually acted on it. Nina Nation, where I come from, somebody upping the pipe on somebody and clapping someone is like normal. Like, that's something that's happens on a regular basis in New York, especially in the Bronx and Brooklyn. Like, they just had a mass shooting in the Bronx on the train a few months ago. I have gone to sleep and wake up to deaths so often that sometimes I feel like I'm just sort of cold-hearted on the subject, because I'm just like used to it, because you know it is so normal over there. But like, this is really sad. This kind of stuff happens in the 3 inner cities regularly. Like, it was just on TV for about 3 days or so. Honestly, it's really just always something. This type of stuff happens in the inner cities all the time, and then like after 3 days or so, they just forget about it and move on to the next topic. It's really the same routine all the time. If a kid or somebody innocent gets hit, the mayor ends up showing up and gives this, you know, this has to stop. The violence in New York City is getting out of hand, and we're putting more police out in the areas, and all this other nonsense and crap that they say and don't do. Basically give the they're gonna do everything speech, and then go right back to the same old protocol of being worried about the wrong thing. Then after he gives his big speech, he goes back to his big old house with his garden, and then on top of that, the bullshit continues. So I was looking at some Instagram comments too on the situation, and people were saying in the comments, basically, what were they saying? They were saying, why is America the only why is the US the only one having these type of problems? Like, we don't never really hear about this type of stuff happening in other countries, unless we just don't know about it. But it's always America. Like, it's always something like that happening, or something like that going on, which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, I'm not into the politics and stuff like that. I don't talk heavy too much, but like, when it comes to America, I really feel like it's just a lot of stuff is really just, I just can't take it serious. Like, how is there no metal detectors in the schools? Like, this is not the first time that there's been mass shootings, and it always comes from a student. So now what? I just feel like kids going to high school, like, you should be safe. You shouldn't be feeling like, oh, somebody might shoot up the school, or I'm gonna die today because I went to class. Like, that is really actually really crazy. Like, I actually do feel bad for the people's parents who lost their child from them just sending them to school. Like, that's crazy. This boy who killed these people yesterday used his father's hunting gun to shoot these people, these kids. My heart goes out to all the kids who were traumatized by this boy's actions. Like, the first thing I thought about was my little sister back in the Bronx. God forbid some shit like that happens. That would really make me go crazy, like, on a real note, like, seriously. And even without her now, I have to remind myself of why I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, my heart goes out to those families. They are having a meeting today in the United Nations about it. Years ago, we had a mass shooting in Colorado. So this is nothing new. Like, this is really not a surprise to me. Columbine was the school. A young guy just popping people because he felt like it. You know what? And I'm not even gonna say anything like this gotta stop, because it's not going to stop. And we all know it. I wanted to be a newscaster so bad, and even do the lifestyle segment of the telecast. But Nina Nation, I do not even watch the news because it is just depressing to me. Like, I do watch the news, but I don't like keep up with the news every morning. Like, I don't feel like I need to watch the news every morning. Because honestly, some of the stuff that me personally, some of the stuff that I feel like they talk about and put up there, like, they're not really focused on what the focus should be. Like, what is the actual problem? Like, they'll talk about the problem and then get off of it, and then that'll just be it. I feel like the news is somewhat of a reliable source. I don't feel like the news, I don't watch the news because it's depressing. Like, don't get me wrong, you need to know your surroundings. Some of the information that they give, and like, they don't elaborate on the real issues and the real problems that's really going on. I won't even hold you. The news brings your spirit down. I said it. You could point your finger at me, but many of you people, I'm almost sure y'all feel the same way. I have seen every type of pistol, a rifle, AR-15, them 9 millis with the switches. A switch is a regular Roscoe that was converted into a automatic as well. Roscoe means handgun, for those of you that didn't get out the house as much. I say all that to say that I was never really interested in guns, but I know about them. I do know about them. But I'm never really impressed by them, but you know, I do know about them. I'm so numb to it all. In the gang populated cities, you could expect to get active. But Winder, Georgia, like that's sad. Okay, so that just cut me short from sitting over here because there is a large bee right there. So let me continue to walk back towards where I belong, because these are Georgia bugs. This is nothing to play with. Basically, with me saying that is me saying don't sleep on it. It can happen anywhere. It could happen to anybody. The boy is supposed to be getting tried as an adult for murder, as he should. But, you know, we will see. My prayers goes out to anyone who was involved in that situation. My prayers goes out to anybody who was affected. On that note, this is Nina J reporting for Nina Nation News. So with that being said, Nina Nation, if you made it this far in the video, subscribe. Drop flowers in the comments for the people who lost their life yesterday. And if you ever went to the high school, drop it in the comments that you went to that high school before. Let's just share some love and spread some love in these comments on this situation, because it is very tragic once again. So regular protocol, y'all. If you made it this far in the video, subscribe to the channel, and what else? Like this video, comment on this video, and if you're a girl, drop flowers. If you are a part of the Nina Nation community, drop diamonds in the comments. And we out. Peace.
We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
Turns out eating Whataburger gets you Whataburger.